waited and waited, and they didn't come, and I'm like, where are they? So he went back to his vehicle, and he come back and he said, I'm sorry to tell you, but an ambulance isn't coming.
A Grand Blanc mother is grieving the loss of her son tonight. She says precious minutes were lost, waiting for help that never came. Minutes, she says, cost her 33-year-old son, Corey Whitt, his life. Corey died from aortic dissection, a life-threatening emergency where he was bleeding out from the inside. His mother believes confusion over who would help led to her son's death. And Alyssa, Corey's mother is now sharing the tragic story about help that never arrived.
It's heartbreaking, but also exposes some of the flaws his mother says is happening in emergency responses. The mother is hoping for change because she doesn't want this to happen to another family.
He's just in so much pain and so miserable. And he wanted to know what arm hurt if you were having a heart attack. And I said the left arm, and he said, Mom, I think I need to go to the hospital.
Not hesitating, Denise Whitt took her son Corey to get help. As she was driving, she saw a police officer at the corner of Grand Blanc and Dort well on the phone with 911.
He took my phone and identified himself and said that he had already called for an ambulance and one is on the way. So we waited and waited and waited.
But the officer came back to the car, and she says he told her an ambulance wasn't coming.
My son's begging, what do you mean, you know?
Whitt says the officer escorted them to the hospital, but those minutes mattered.
And my son didn't make it. So every minute counted. And had I known that they weren't coming, all they had to do was tell me. I would have kept driving. I wouldn't have stopped.
Heartbroken, distraught, and looking for answers, Whitt took to social media.
But nobody should have to go through this because my son mattered.
Tagging MedStar, which she claims didn't show up.
We found the response in the Genesee County 911 dispatch system, which indicated as well that MedStar was not part of the response. We did not receive a request. We did not receive any information about the call, and we did not receive any information that Genesee County 911 had calls that were pending.
Colby Miller, president and CEO of MedStar, says in communities without contracts, he has seen this happen, calling it a system flaw, which is why he has pushed for communities to contract with emergency services.
Those communities know who their provider is. They know who to contact if there's an issue.
I don't want this for another family, another mom to go through. There needs to be change.
The grieving mother is pushing for Corey's law,
where they must come to, whether they're a private or owned or hospital owned, that they must come and triage the patient and then decide if they need an ambulance ride. Just don't not come.
Corey leaves behind 2 children.
And let's make a change. Let's Corey's death not be in vain. Let's save somebody. That's all I'm asking.
And he was also an organ donor.
He was a kind-hearted soul. He was an old soul. And we miss him.
I did reach out to Genesee County 911 for a comment. At this time, we have not received any of that information. The mother says she has filed a lawsuit. Reporting in this studio, I'm Melissa Irwin with ABC 12 News.
Our thoughts are with that mother. Thank you so much.